Okay, hello everybody, and my name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California, and I'm making this particular video on March 13th, 2014. And I am preparing to head out for the day. Today I'm going to be taking some property to drop it off at another selected hiking area that I've already probed and have already begun to, and have already dropped property off at it on previous dates. Now, the reason why I'm making this particular video is to make some prediction statements pertaining to what could, might, and maybe will happen at this one or any of the other ones that I eventually move to, either before I move there or after I move there. And the reason why I'm making this video prediction is because what I do... Hold on one second. I am a target of what is known as gang stalking. And gang stalking is a crime that has been covered on national radio shows, national TV shows, and local news broadcasts. As a result of being a target of this specific type of criminality, what I do in response to it is make predictions. Video predictions, email predictions, and audio file predictions pertaining to what could and might happen concerning me, about me, towards me, around me, or against me, and or my property. No matter where I'm at, period, or no matter where the property is at, period. And then if anything that I predict or have ever talked about concerning gang stalking in audio files, video files, or email files, or blogs comes true after it was predicted, it'll show that this criminality is being staged, no matter how much it's lied about, no matter how much the police refuse to make a police report concerning it, because I have so much evidence now, it's literally huge in its amount, and literally undisputable in reference to the factual reality that it's evidence of gang stalking. In other words, well, in this particular video, I'm going to play you a little bit of the evidence, not even 0.0000001% of the evidence that I have, but the evidence alone that you're going to hear in this particular video is undisputably going to prove to you that I am a victim of this criminality. Now, you can go to Google and research how they create homelessness of targeted individuals. It's all over the internet. They do it through many different methodologies and tactics, getting landlords and property owners on board in these campaigns against the targeted individual to create events that are then used as a normal appearing and or legal appearing reason to evict the target. If they're not comfortable with doing that, they will then possibly use postal employees to steal and or delay the rent of a target, including any other mail. Okay? They will also gang stalk targeted individuals to multiple different apartment buildings and multiple different motel rooms. All of this can be Googled and YouTubed, and when you research it extensively and meticulously with a mature posture, you will see from the information that is online concerning these described statements that these particular descriptions are true and connected to gang stalking. Now, what I do in response to this criminality, again, which I've already stated, is I predict what they might do before they do it in email files, blogs, audio files, and video files. And I do this because of the factual reality that, well, if anything that I predict comes true once, well, anybody can say, well, that's just a coincidence. When it happens twice, anybody might look at it and say, well, that's an extreme coincidence. But when it happens 800 times, anybody that's got the ability to engage in at least common sense can conclude that this criminality is factually happening to me. And then you can ask yourself, why won't the San Diego Police Department investigate it? And why won't the District Attorney's Office investigate it? Now, the 800 audio files I have alone is undisputable, undeniable evidence that I'm being gang stalked, because the audio files, each one, show the same exact identical verbal harassment happening around me, concerning me, everywhere I go, every single day, non-stop, for almost 2 full, complete years. Okay, I'm going to play you a little bit of the audio evidence in this particular video file. This particular video file, though, is mostly being dedicated to me predicting what they might do in reference to attempting for me to bait me to call the police. I'll explain why they're going to do it in a minute. First, let me tell you how they might do it. Okay? How they might do it, I'll explain, and then why they will do it, I will explain. baiting a targeted individual to call the police or a security guard at a business or a campus police officer, all depending on where the provocation occurred at, which is the baiting, okay, is done so the police can arrive on the scene so they can eventually walk away with denying the target's right to make a police report while they covertly falsify an incident report about the target. And if it's happening at a hiking area, they will do this on top of telling the targeted individual that they have to move. But the police who are syndicated to these criminal realities have to have a normal appearing reason why they're in the targeted individual's physical proximity in order to make this falsified incident report that the targeted individual is never allowed to see until they hire a lawyer or subpoena, okay, the police department to get a hold of it. I've already been told this. So in other words, they can falsify any incident report or numerous ones, okay, and then wait until the expedition brings about a huge event, and then they attempt to petition the target account. Hold on. I woke up with a head cold, so I've been having sinus drainages all day. Basically, the goal for them is to acquire as many falsified incident reports about the targeted individual that they possibly can. And police reports that they make about the targeted individual, that's right, in case a third party calls the police against the targeted individual. They'll falsify police reports and incident reports. And if the targeted individual is not aware that there's any police reports that have been filed against them, how are they supposed to request a copy of it? Now, I've already made numerous videos pertaining to why they want to file police reports and incident reports in order to eventually attempt to make the target a legal ward of the state and put them in a syndicated run organized crime group home for racketeering, insurance fraud, and human trafficking purposes. It is the reason why they bait the target to call the police as a result of provoking the target. And the provocation usually comes from something that's being either covertly done, and then once, like say once I leave here, or any of my other hiking areas, and I leave here for the day, and then I come home and I discovered my tent slashed up, or property missing. You might think to yourself, well, somebody did it while I will obviously conclude that it was done while I was gone because the property was here before I left and the tent was fine before I left. Who would I blame for it? Would I blame the individuals that they set up to hike out about 100 feet away who yelled gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, oh my god, we're crazy, in that way, and they've done it on hundreds of occasions? In fact, on some occasions, they literally did it for 3-4 hours in a row non-stop. One day, they did it for like 5 hours in a row and didn't stop until it started raining. Now again, I'm going to include some audio evidence in this particular video. I want you to listen to this. This is me using my phone in order to show you the date and time. So these predictions can be isolated in space and time. My verbal statements that I'm making in this video are also being tape recorded on a digital tape recorder, which is right here. Okay? You can see the red light that is on and that it's flashing. This tape recorder reflects the date and time as well as it's recording. Me using my phone to use the voice command feature within the Tools menu enables the phone to state the date electronically, the time and the date.
Say a command. March 14th, Friday, 12:48 p.m.
Okay, now I'm going to show you the icon picture of the phone so you can see it's 12:48 p.m. on March 13th, 2014. Basically, one of the ways that they provoke a targeted individual to call the police is by damaging their property, either at a hiking area or their car or their bicycle. Like say if once I leave here and then I go about my day, I then leave here to go to another place no matter where I'm going, the grocery store, a library, a university, anywhere I might go. Okay, and then I come back home and I notice property stolen. Who do you think that I might attempt to blame for it? Well, they want to make sure that you know that specific people that have been in the area, they want you to know that they are involved in the gang stalking of you, so you have a finger to point to. Let me just explain what I'm talking about. I moved to this location in October of 2012. Today's date is March 13th, 2014. Within 2 weeks of me moving here, they set up some individuals to camp out about 100 feet away. every single day practically. I'd say at least 97.9% of the time that I've been here, they have harassed me every single day by yelling gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, suck my you know what, suck my you know what, gang stalking, oh my god, weird, crazy, gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff, gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her. That's right. Now when you look at the amount of months that I've been here and when they moved in, and then today's date, you'll see that they basically have harassed me practically almost every single day that I've been here. And they did this in order to form the mental association to the factual reality that these people are involved in gang stalking by having them literally say gang stalking from a distance to remind me about the fact that I'm being gang stalked and to make sure that I know that it's them that's doing it. That's right. Case in point, let me play you an audio file of an event that occurred on a sidewalk in La Jolla, right up the street from UCSD, on Thanksgiving Day 2013. As these individuals are harassing me, one of them who has harassed me on anywhere between 8 and 11 separate occasions prior to this Thanksgiving event, they're both saying gang stalk together as they're harassing me verbally. Then they're threatening me. They both say gang stalk, then one says gang stalking, and then that same one says gang stalking, I'm gonna F you up. Just listen. Now, right now in my possession, I have over 800 separate audio files of individuals getting around me along all of my routes every single day saying gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalk, oh my god, we're crazy, gang stalk, in that way. And throughout the entire year of 2013, I made a video two videos every single day before leaving this area, okay? One of the videos that I made each day of the two, I was talking about my property here, I was talking about what those assholes were doing that are 100 feet away, and I was also talking about how they were putting people up on the sidewalk to say gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff, and at separate times gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her, as they rode their bikes by, walked by, and or jogged by. Now think about this. This is individuals, me making a video every day talking about the individuals that they put up 100 feet away to camp out saying it, and then people saying it up on the sidewalk in specific ways. Basically what I was doing was making videos showing that people were threatening me as they were saying gang stalk as they rode their bikes by, jogged by, or walked by on a sidewalk. And okay, so basically what they were doing was saying gang stalk or gang stalker or gang stalking, and then saying a threat like, why don't you come and steal her stuff, and why don't you call the cops on her. I made a video about it every single day, practically throughout the entire year of 2013 at this location. Then this event occurred that you just heard on Thanksgiving Day. Two individuals getting up on a sidewalk and saying gang stalking, I'm gonna F you up. They're saying a threat while they're saying gang stalk. Now I was already making a video every single day throughout the entire year practically of 2013 stating that they were putting people up on this sidewalk to say gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff, a threat. Gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her, another threat. Then the Thanksgiving event is caught and they're saying gang stalking, I'm gonna F you up, a threat while they're saying gang stalk, which shows that I was telling the truth every single day that I made one of those videos at this location about how they were putting people up on the sidewalk to say gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff, and gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her. They were saying gang stalk as they were threatening me. And then when this Thanksgiving event occurred, they said gang stalking, I'm gonna F you up, which is also a threat. Same methodology, just a different threat. Now, the threat of stealing my stuff is their way to provoke me to approach anybody that has been already mentally associated to this campaign, and that's why they're saying gang stalk as they're harassing me. So I will mentally know that this is happening because of gang stalking, and so I'll mentally have formed associations in my mind to specific people that they're using repeatedly. like the individuals 100 feet away. Before I leave here every day, I take 2 bags. One that's got all my sleeping bags in it, and the other one that's got, tent support material like pajamas and other hygiene stuff like deodorant and pajamas, pillows, and stuff like that. 2 separate bags that get hidden outside of this tent. Once they are hidden, they are completely out of sight. Period. I also have some property that's hidden close by this tent that all my clothes, okay, camping gear and support material that is hidden completely out of sight. Now, since these individuals their intent was to form the mental association to me that they're involved in the gang stalking by yelling gang stalking. It was the reason why they did it. Now, if on any date I come home to this area and discover that the tent has been, look at what they did to this tent on February 27th, 2014, which is not even barely over 2 weeks ago. Do you see this right here? These produce ties, these green produce ties, okay, and how they go up, they go up a straight line, and then they go up here, and then they go on the side like a T, like the letter T. They came down here and slashed my tent. I fixed it with produce ties, which like bread ties, and then I covered it up on the inside with electrical tape. Okay. Now I went on February 27th to go do my laundry, and then when I came back, I discovered that they came down here and did it. That's right. And this tent's only been erected about 2 weeks. About 6 weeks. It was a calling card to let me know that they came down here and did it, and it was also done to make me paranoid about when it was going to happen again, maybe more detrimental. So I'm also going to include in this video me showing you the walls of this tent. Okay, this is this wall, this is the back wall, the ceiling, this is the ceiling here. Okay, this is the back wall, which you can see. Okay, this is the wall that's in front of me right now. This is the wall that is behind me. Okay, and you can see that outside of what they did on February 27th, 2013, you can see that the rest of the tent is fine. We're going to see on any date if I come home, including today's date, and if the tent poles that are holding this tent up structurally are broken or snapped. We're also going to see if it's slashed up in any way, or if it's just flat out stolen, including the weatherization sheets that are covering the tarp that is covering the top of the tent. Okay, now we're also going to see if any property is noticed to have been stolen, like clothes, camping gear, the sleeping bags, and stuff like that. Now, why would they do this? Would they do this to provoke me to call the police? Baiting the target to call the police because the individuals who are hiking 100 feet away have intentionally associated themselves to this campaign to bait me and provoke me to approach them when I come home and discover the property damaged and or stolen. And this is done to create an event or an incident for me to approach them, and a further incident comes about while they might even possibly stage a third party, okay, to act as a witness who might call the police, or a neighbor. Yes, just bear with me. That's right. Or they believe that I will be baited to call the police when I come home and discover the property damaged and or stolen. And this is done for the falsified police report. When the police come out, the people who have intentionally associated themselves to this campaign will lie up and down the road about them ever previously harassing me. They will also lie about the theft of my property or the damage of it. The police will say, we ain't got no proof they did it. And you saying that you're being gang stalked sounds delusional. And then the police officer will say, you gotta move. While he walks away more than likely with a falsified incident report and or police report about me. Organized crime in the system is managing these criminal realities. That's right. This is me being on a bus in Yucca Valley, California, which is 169 miles away from La Jolla, where I'm living at. I just played you an audio file pertaining to a Thanksgiving event that occurred on a sidewalk with 2 individuals harassing me while they're saying gang stalk. That occurred on Thanksgiving Day, 2013, which you're about ready to hear right now, took place on a Yucca Valley bus route Landers in Yucca Valley, California, which is 169 miles away from San Diego County, where La Jolla is located at. This event occurred one of many in Yucca Valley, on December 12th, 11th, 2012. I'm on a bus in Yucca Valley, California, bus for Outlanders. Do you hear individuals in the background saying gang stalk and gang stalker, while other individuals are saying, oh my God, right before and after it, and then a woman flat out saying gang stalking? You be the judge.
Well, look at that car with you. So cute. To the left, it just turned. Those little French cars. No. Cheese.
You first child? Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully
I got my quick one. You guys don't take the whole thing. The first one, the roughest one, hold it.
She's pretty good. She never cries.
I'm going to go hang it on in my
She's already talking.
I'm going to take my American flag out there. Little kind of flag. Take it out. I'm going to hang it in the window and I'm going to put it on. I wish I did anything great. Oh, yeah. We'll get rich. Oh, yeah, that might work. No, it's American flag.
You know, I'm going to be really mad if you stopped right here because we could have... Yeah, we are.
They say in 15 years we're going to put an RFID chip on new board.
We could have not walked all the way to Walmart from the Social Security office.
It's a radio
There's so many buses that go.
It's a radio frequency identification implant. You ain't never heard of that? Google it. Yeah. If you got kids, you should.
I hope they're not. That's beautiful.
Now, I have in my possession right now, I have over 800 separate audio files of individuals getting along all my routes every single day saying gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalk, gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk, weird, crazy, oh my God, gang stalk, in that way. In the same exact identical way everywhere I go, including at this area. That's right. Now, I've already made other videos pertaining to why this is happening. Racketeering, insurance fraud, taking illegal syndicated probate control of the targeted individual, organized crime members in the system, as a result of them claiming the target's crazy and cannot take care of themselves. That's right. They try to claim that you're crazy because you're complaining about being gang stalked. This is where the police reports come into play at, and they need a reason for the police arrive to make the police reports. They then take the accumulated documentation over time between the police reports, the doctor reports, and the social services report to make a target a legal ward of the state to put them in a syndicated run group home, where the gang stalking continues, where their finances are co-opted, where insurance fraud occurs, and human trafficking. And it's the reason why the homelessness is created to begin with. But they need reasons to have the police arrive on the scene. And this is where the staged events and provocations come into play at. And they will even bait any person's own general psychology. In closing, think about this. Say if you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter, or a couple, and you live in an area, and you move into a neighborhood, and you've been there 3 or 4 years, and you start noticing that your neighborhood is declining just a little bit. And you're hearing through the grapevine that there are specific neighborhood punks in the area that might be breaking into people's homes. Just listen to what I'm saying to you. As a result of these concerned citizens wanting to protect their property, what they might do, okay, is watch their neighbor's house for each other, and some might buy security systems for their garage and or home. Now, some of these punks have been identified visually by the neighbors, and so they're being watched. Do you believe that any of these individuals who have bought security alarm systems for their garage or their home would want any punks that have already been visually identified in their minds to have been known or suspected to have engaged in breaking and entering of other neighbors' homes? As a result of hearing about it, they bought security systems for their garage and or house. They come home from work, they get outside of their car, and they go to punch in their security code for their garage. As they're doing it, one of these identified suspected neighborhood punks walks by them. Do you honestly think that that person is going to continue to punch in their code as that person is walking by them? Of course not. Of course not. It's the same concept. What they do with targeted individuals is create paranoia in the target's mind that something's going to happen to them and or their property, to keep them in a hyper-vigilant mindset, to stress them out and to rust them out, and to keep them mentally preoccupied with the fact this crime is happening to them. That's one of the reasons why they're constantly getting around me and repeating gang stalk, and gang stalk, why don't you come and steal our stuff? Gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her? That's done to make me feel afraid the cops are going to come and evict me. And the gang stalk, why don't you steal our stuff, is done to make me paranoid that my property be stolen, in order to put me in and keep me in a paranoid mindset. That's right. Do you think that a guy that comes home and when he goes to put his security code in his garage, alarm, and a known suspected neighborhood punk who's been suspected of breaking into people's homes, do you think that that guy will make a conscious, healthy choice not to continue to put that security code in as that guy's walking by him? Of course not, he won't. Of course he won't. Because he's making a healthy choice to keep his property safe. It's the same concept. They put people to walk by this area and say, gang stalk, why don't you come and steal our stuff, to anchor the fear that the property will be stolen in my mind when I leave for the day. And then they use the individuals 100 feet away to yell the same thing, to keep me in a paranoid mindset about what's going to happen to my property. Is it going to be damaged and or stolen? And then when they finally do something, they know that I know that they've already associated themselves to this campaign, which will, see, if I come home and discover any of my property damaged or stolen, they believe that that will aggravate the situation so badly and piss me off so badly that that will provoke me to call the police and or approach them. Do you see what I'm saying? They need a reason for the police to arrive on the scene. Now, these perpetrators that they're connected to will lie about everything. And then the syndicated cop who will answer the call, because they know I'm going to discover the stuff being damaged or stolen. So they're watching the entire thing. My phone is hacked, so they know when I'm calling 911. Go to Google and YouTube and type in cell phone hacking and stalking, and then cell phone hacking and organized stalking, and then gang stalking. So they know when I'm calling 911. They know what I'm calling it about, because they're the perpetrators who gave me reason to call. That's when they bring a syndicated cop to come out, who will let them get away with what they did while telling me I gotta move, and then probably making a discreet police report about my mental stability. Because these accumulated police reports are what is used to take the syndicated probate control. By calling me crazy, claiming that by trying to say that I'm claiming people are stalking me that I don't know. Even though I just showed you 2 of 800 audio files of the same exact identical verbal harassment happening around me everywhere I go. And I got video files of it happening too. Basically, the syndicated cops are allowing this criminality to continue until they can get the accumulated police reports. Now, staging these events and these provocations, they're basically nothing but what is known as street theaters and gang stalking. It's all over the internet that they're involved in staged events, which are street theaters. And when they stage events, they will also stage the witnesses. Anybody they will use. Homeless people, neighbors, landscape workers, construction workers, because anybody, utility company personnel, because these separate individuals are told lies about the target. They're told lies that the target is a criminal of some kind or a social deviant of some kind. As a result, they're told to do specific things for or act as a witness of an event that they're bringing about against the target, when in factual reality, the individuals who are hosting this whole entire thing are involved in the literal crimes that they're lying about that the target is involved in. In other words, they'll literally use a rapist to rape a target and then get online and call the target a rapist. This is literally the things that they do. It's my intention and my goal to predict what they might do before they do it and why. Now these syndicated cops, okay, they can lie up and down the road about their involvement in these crimes and call me crazy concerning them all they want. Because that's actually a method of gang stalking, calling a target individual crazy, mentally ill, delusional, schizophrenic, paranoid schizophrenic, schizoaffective, bipolar. Okay? Because it's a combination between the police reports and the doctor reports. Because police can petition a target in a county mental health or an area neighborhood hospital psychiatric floor after a staged event. They take the accumulated police reports and doctor reports to make the target individual a ward of the state, and they place them in a syndicated run organized crime group home, where their finances are co-opted, where their insurance is exploited, and where the target is exploited sexually. It's the reason why the homelessness is created and why these staged provocations occur. for the documentation. And they know that I'm exposing these details because cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking. So they believe in turn they can do anything, and I'll be too afraid to call the police because when they come out, they know that I'm already exposed and that they'll file a falsified police report. So they believe that I'll even be afraid to call the police. So if they steal my property, I go through the money of the property that was stolen and then the money it costs to replace it. How's a human trafficking target supposed to take care of themselves if they ain't got no money? I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. This hiking area that I've been at right now, that I've been at for 16 months, that I'm preparing to move from, has got a number code attached to it. That number code is 2018-1515-142613-247-239. It's also got a word code attached to it. That word code is GILL times 2. I'm a woman, not a man. The number code and the word code have been set up by me for legal and strategic purposes. I have made email files pertaining to this specific hiking area and the hiking areas that I am preparing to move to. I'm going to play a shell game with them. This is the 4th hiking area I've been gang stalked at. I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. I made this video to basically predict what they might do before they do it. That's right. That's right, to prove this criminality is happening to me, and then folding back on prior evidence to the current evidence that transpires as a result of the current events coming about and how they were predicted before they did. I end up with a huge amount of undisputable evidence that's on audio, video, email, blogs, and every other thing that I predicted that have come true, and you would not believe what I predicted that has come true. You just would not believe it. So, I do what I do, and this includes also any event that occurs concerning me, about me, towards me, around me, or against me at any business, bank, movie theater, bus route, trolley route, bus stop, trolley station, sidewalk, any place. Bathrooms, at bike racks outside of businesses. They're using businesses like you would not believe to engage in gang stalking of me. Routes at La Jolla Village Square in La Jolla, California. That's right, including how some of the employees that are working there, were attached to another Rouse that I was gang stalked at off of Friars Mission Center. That's right, because they have to make it appear when they stage an event or a complaint or an accusation that I am the cause of it, by even using employees who will prop themselves up and say she was a problem at another Rouse. These are the schemes and maneuvers of gang stalking. Now, to prove to you that gang stalking is happening at businesses, go to Google right now and type in organized stalking or gang stalking in businesses. When it's happening towards a fellow employee at a business by their fellow employees and management, it's called work mobbing. Now, if it's already happening against fellow employees at a place, are you honestly going to say that it's not happening towards a citizen gang stalking target when that citizen goes in that business? If any of my property is stolen, damaged, or missing in any way, including any functionality of my bike or the bike lock, or if I am assaulted along any of my routes, including if any property is missing, damaged, or stolen at any of the areas I'm dropping property off at, which have already been number coded and talked about in numerous audio files. I've number coded them as well. Understand, it will be methods of gang stalking. I don't give two shits how much any law enforcement officer denies that it is. I don't care. That's right. And that this applies also to any police officer's behavior at any place I go to when an event transpires towards me. Because calling a targeted individual crazy, arresting them, petitioning them in a county mental health or an area neighborhood hospital psychiatric floor is a method of gang stalking. Go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking in police, and then corrupt mental health. Psychiatrists, psychologists, doctors. That's right, baby cakes, businesses. And how they create homelessness of targets. All these descriptions can be cross-referenced to organized stalking and gang stalking and homeless people. They're using homeless people to engage in gang stalking and harassment of me like you would not believe. Because they're easily bought off and they're easily moved in case an event that they pull goes sideways for them. They'll say, well, how are we supposed to find him? Leslie's homeless. Or they'll use a homeless person and having him assault me, let me see where he's going to bait me to call the police because he assaulted me. The police come out. He denies he assaulted me, and then he points the finger about where I live at to the police to make it appear that the police have a normal appearing reason to know where I'm living so they can evict me. He gets away with the assaulting of me, then he's used to cause the eviction of me from my hiking area. This is the heinous nature of gang stalking and the lies and the maneuvers, tactics, and methods used for it. Literally. And everything that I'm stating, you can Google and research at research at Google and YouTube to see that I'm telling you the truth. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I made this video prediction on today's date, March 13th, 2014.
Say a command. March 14th, Friday, 12:22 p.m.
Okay. Now, this phone is no longer in service, and so when daylight savings time occurred, it didn't change it didn't spring ahead. So it's actually 1:23 p.m. So I'm going to use a phone that it does have minutes on it. This one is unregistered, so it didn't adjust the time when daylight savings time kicked in. So it's an hour behind. So I'll use this phone, and this will show you the accurate time.
Say a command. March 14th, Friday, 1:15 p.m.
Okay, now, and that's showing you the icon picture, so you can see the date, time, and year. I'm making this video prediction on today's date. I'm getting ready to prepare to leave here for the day. I got property to hide, the sleeping bags and the pajamas and stuff like that. Hold on. And then after I hide this property, I will be locking up this tent with this lock, which I do every day, and then leaving this area to go drop off some property at the other hiking areas I'm going to. If I come home and discover any property missing on any date, including today's date, at this area or any of my other hiking areas, it will be directly connected to gang stalking, and it will be to provoke me to call the police for the aforementioned reasons. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams, and I don't give two shits about how much any of these skanked out bums they're using in this neighborhood to do these things. They'll deny it. Of course they will. Of course they will. And the police will never walk away with a police report stating that I am a gang stalking target, ever, from any event that happens any place. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.